Hi everyone, it's the Brown Barbie doll here, and today I am going to be doing a story time for you all. I asked a few of you all on my Snapchat if you all wanted to hear this story time, and everybody basically said yes. So here's the story. I know some of you all have been following my different journeys with my roommates because I've had horrible roommates over the past few years, couple years. Actually, no, my whole time in college. Just everything. I've had horrible ass roommates. The only good roommate I've ever had was my best friend Jasmine. And this time we ended up needing another roommate, so we decided to go on roommates.com. This is a website that is specifically to find new roommates. They tell you the price range, they tell you what they're looking for, if they're okay with pets, they just tell you a bunch of stuff. It's a great place to find a roommate, sorta. Anyway, so we met this girl, which I'm not going to mention her name, just specifically because I might be taking some type of legal action towards her. But we met this girl and she was super cool. Now you all, this story is not going to be very long, just for the simple fact that we were cool the whole time. I'm not even joking, like the whole time until after she moved out. So basically, like I said, me and Jasmine were cool with her. She was never really home. She always had to work. She wasn't like dirty. She didn't cause any problems. She wasn't loud. She was nothing like any of the other roommates. And I really just thought this is like literally one of the best roommates I've ever had. Like, I really thought she was a really good person. Even when I had first met her, I had a super long conversation with her dad, and everybody just seemed so cool. She seemed so nice. She said she had problems with her old roommate, and I don't know what her roommate was trying to do, but they had got into it and all this, and I'm just like letting her know, like, girl, I'm nothing like that. I'm pretty fair when it comes to stuff. I don't trip off of really small stuff, but you know, when it becomes an issue of someone being inconsiderate, then that is when I have problems. So I was nothing but super nice to this girl, and I gave her my brother's mattress, which was $200. I was just gonna sell it. I gave her his mattress for the free, guys, because I saw that her mattress was trash, and I gave her the new mattress. And I also created a group message. If any of you all follow me on Instagram, I made a group message full of girls just simply because my best friend left me, guys, and I was so bored over the summer, so I needed more friends. So basically I made the group message and I decided to have a really big girl sleepover. It was super fun, and I allowed her to bring her friends. Though it was my sleepover, I was like, she can bring her friends, the more the merrier. We can just have like a bomb ass time. And you know, even after the fact, I put her friends in the group message. Everybody wanted her friends in the group message, and like I said, it was nothing but good vibes the whole time she was staying here. So the issue was, when we were about to move out, we were supposed to move out on 30th. So this is basically what happened. I'm not sure, it might have been in May. We tried to apply for an apartment, and we tried putting me, my brother, and the roommate on the lease. The issue with that was we ended up getting denied. So we spent $300 for the application fee just to get denied, because the roommate, she had negative rental history because of something that happened with her mother being sick and them having to leave their apartment early. So normally I wasn't even going to give the money back, because she kind of had an idea that we were going to get denied but didn't say that, so we wasted all that money just to get denied for the apartment. I actually stressed to her that, you know, we were going to attempt to try again, but we were going to just not put her on the lease. She could still stay with us, but we weren't going to put her on the lease. That way we won't get denied. We had to find a way to make a certain amount of money. The issue that came into this was specifically because she had negative rental history and she couldn't be added to the lease. Me and my current roommate, her name is Kaylin, me and her, we couldn't show that we made that much money by ourselves. Now, If you all know, this is a new location. My apartment is actually very nice, and to show that we made that much money would have included forging documents in order to get her in. And this was with any apartment we looked at. We also looked and tried to see if we could get my stepdad as a co-signer. The co-signer has to make 5 times the rent, which is absolutely ridiculous, which means you would be making like $100,000 a year from where we're staying. And that is, we couldn't find anybody like that. I had to break the news to her that I just couldn't, we couldn't do it. I don't know what else to do. You know, I feel really bad because she's been a great roommate and I definitely wanted her to live with us. It's just the fact that I don't know how to do anything without adding her on the lease, showing how much money she makes and things like that. But her rental history is negative. She let me know that it wasn't my fault or anything and no hard feelings and all that. So we got approved for this apartment, me and my current roommate. And I was trying to find ways to tell her, you know, we got approved and now it's like the move out steps. And, you know, I had told her everything. She was fine with the day we were moving out. So during the week, she was it was weird because I was talking to my mom about it. I was like, she's not talking to me. Why is she mad at me? I did everything possible to try to get her on a lease. I don't know why she's mad. She hasn't said anything. And everybody was telling me, Jasmine and my mom was telling me to just talk to her. And I was like, well, no, because I didn't do anything to her. I don't know why she's walking around here not speaking to people. That's weird. What's the issue? And probably a week after that, she started speaking again. And I asked her, so what is she doing? Because she never really told me what she was doing. I wanted to genuinely know, was she going to be okay? Was she good? And she told me she was going back to Tennessee to live with her mom. And then the next month she was going to come back here and probably just find another roommate or stay with a friend or something. And I was like, okay, cool. The day for moving comes around and, well, she tells me that she's not going to be out on the 30th. She's going to be out on the 1st. Which was the issue only because my apartment complex, which I'll probably make a later video about this, was saying all types of shit about me, trying to get me out of the apartment, trying to kick me out of the apartment, and I just didn't want to add any extra time than what I already told them. So I basically talked to them and they told us that we would have to give the prorated rent for that day, and then, you know, we can move out when we needed to or whatever. And so I was just like, yeah, it's gonna be $40. We're already gonna be moved out on that day, so it's gonna be $40 or whatever. She was fine with it. The day of her moving out, her dad was supposed to be there 7 o'clock in the morning. Her dad didn't actually show up until 1, so we had to keep pushing back the what's it called when you when they look through the walkthrough for the apartment. So I had to keep calling and pushing it back because the time we thought her dad was coming, he wasn't coming. Well, he wasn't there yet. And she actually, during that time, she had me get her U-Haul for her because she didn't know how to drive a truck. And then she had my brother help her move out or whatever. When everything was all said and done, she got her stuff out. We had the walkthrough. She gave me this money for the one day she stayed there, and that was that. After that, I never heard from her again. Now, the reason why this is an issue is because we moved out. We moved into our new apartment in September. Well, August 30th, we moved out. And therefore, if you stayed, any bill that you paid in August was not for our August bills. It was for our July's bills. You know what I'm saying? So she knew this. We have text messages. I have proof that this girl knew that we were paying. We had to pay stuff in September. I gave her an estimate of the amount that we had to pay, which is actually less than what we thought that we had to pay, and she knew all this. When we moved out, y'all, and I'm asking this girl when is she going to be paying it or whatever, she ignores all my text messages. So she ignored the one where I'm like, hello, did you get my other text messages? And I was asking this girl very nicely, hey, we have to pay this by this time. I found out how much this is, and she was ignoring me. The reason why this is an issue is just specifically because not only money, because our bills were not cheap like that. we were behind on our Xfinity bill. So our Xfinity bill was like $100 something a person, and our Georgia Power bill, since she left the lights plugged on all day every day, was like $76 a person. And it was like, if she didn't pay that if me and my brother didn't have the money to pay it, that would have went negatively on our credit, and our stuff would have got turned off because we transferred our services over here. So it's like, not only are you being a bitch, you're also not thinking about that we have bills and that this stuff is under our name. You can mess stuff up for us, and we didn't do anything to you. We left on nothing but a positive note. And so, like I said, she just was not responding. Then one day I noticed that she's unfollowed me on everything, and I'm just like, bitch, that is the last straw. Why? You unfollowing me on stuff, ducking and dodging, paying $200. You lived in the apartment, you had water, you had heat, you had hot water, you had cable, you had internet, and you have the nerve to decide that you just aren't gonna pay because you don't want to. Like, honey, if you're upset that you couldn't live with us, that is not my problem. It is not my fault you have negative rental history. I was not gonna be forging documents so you could live with us. I wasn't gonna do that. Like, I owe nothing to you. But that is ridiculous that you stayed in somebody's apartment. You had everything that you needed, and you had the nerve to not even respond. I even went to the lengths of reaching out to her friend, and her friend told me, well, you know, she doesn't have a job now, and she had to move to Tennessee. Skirt, I don't care about none of that. Her and my brother had the same job, therefore they got paid on the same day, which was the day that we moved out. So they both got paid on the same day. You mean to tell me you ain't got no money when my brother's paycheck was like $800 something? You mean to tell me you didn't have, what, that $200 to give me? That is ridiculous. I don't care about none of that shit. And then the fact that you even stick up for your broke bitch of a friend is ridiculous. If you were her real friend, you would tell her that is wrong. Someone has been nice to you, and the fact that you treated them like shit and you're making them pay for the shit you use is messed up. Like, I don't care what nobody says. So you're just as much of a broke bitch as she is, because you sticking up for a girl who fucked somebody over who was nothing but nice to her. She finally responded to me when I told her I'm going to be serving her papers and have a blessed life. And she said, thanks for the update. You have a blessed life too. And I'm like, girl, shut up. Now you have a voice? That is ridiculous. You've been ignoring me this whole time. And like I told y'all, it would be different if we had some type of falling out or something like that, but we didn't. And so now it's like, that is my responsibility to have to pay shit that she used. We could have set up payment plans. We could have talked about it like anything. The fact that you're unfollowing me, you ignoring me, you doing all this shit like I really did something to you, that makes you a horrible ass, fucked up ass, broke ass person. And I can't even deal. Like, I have to start taking people with a grain of salt at this point, because it really pisses me off. Because it'd be different if we fell out or something. It was nothing but nice to this girl, and how dare you? And how dare her dad not respond? And just like, and he's supposed to be a pastor, and it's just like, how this whole situation is fucked up. And it's crazy that no one has told this girl, her friends haven't told her, girl, that is fucked up what you're doing, because it should not be my responsibility. I just moved into a whole nother fucking apartment, and now I gotta pay an extra $200 on top of what I owe for the bills, plus pay the bills here and pay our expensive ass rent. That is just ridiculous. So the moral of the story, y'all, don't trust nobody. Don't. Because I should have had a contract for her to sign, and I was really trusting her, and I really looked at this girl like she was my best roommate that I've ever had and all this stuff, and this girl really fucked me over. And so now it's up to me to cover her stuff, which I'm almost done covering. And now I'm going to be taking her to small claims court, because like I said, she really has me fucked up. You don't do that to people. You just don't. So y'all, I'm just letting y'all know, when it comes to like the roommate situation, my roommate is really cool now. But at this point, just because of how all the bad situations I had with other roommates, even the roommate that I never fell out with, you have to do contracts. You have to do things like that. You just can't trust people anymore, because people will really take your kindness for weakness. And at this point, I have to go to the lengths of suing this girl to get what I had to pay back, because that's ridiculous. And y'all, I definitely learned my lesson. I will not trust these hoes anymore. These bitches are broke, and I cannot deal, and that just is what it is. So But thank you all so much for listening to the story. I definitely wanted to tell you all this just because I just want to let you all know you can't really trust people regardless of how nice they play to be, and she was so Christian and all this stuff. You can't trust people. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm definitely going to be coming with some more story times. Just let me know in the comments if you want to hear more story times, because I have a shit ton. So thank you so much for watching, and you all have a great day. Bye.